And it all started with a piece of wild grass. So let us start off the video with the problem first, then we'll get into the solution. But if you want to skip around the video, I already placed the timestamp here. Feel free to skip around throughout the video. When everyone is trying to build a habit or try to do this consistently, they can do it at the start, but they can't continue to do it after a week or so. This is because at the start, the new thing that you're trying out still feels novel and exciting. But after a while, it gets boring. This is known as the honeymoon period. This is what causes most of the people to put off what they are trying to build. This is a huge problem because most of the stuff that we are trying to achieve needs consistency, like getting skinnier, building more muscles, eating healthier. All of these stuff needs consistent, daily consistency. You can't just build the Roman Empire in a day. So look at the graph. As you try to be consistent with your habit, the hardness level increases at the start. It isn't that steep, but in the middle, it is at its steepest. Then it increases slower until it became constant. Most people are stuck in the middle, where the hardness level increases too quickly that they couldn't cope with it and just gave up. There's also one major thing that people need to know if they are trying to be consistent, and that is resistance. It's from a book that I read called The War of Art, which introduced me to the new idea called the resistance. In the book, it says that resistance is a natural force that prevents people from doing the stuff they needed to do. Resistance doesn't just magically appear just because your honeymoon period ended. It was there the whole time. It just happens so that when you're trying something new, you have more motivation. And after the honeymoon period, you're just left with your willpower only. And most people don't have the willpower to consistently do stuff. So, how do we overcome this problem?
How?
Usually, when you're trying to be consistent, it's really hard to start doing it because it's hard for people to get into the momentum or the flow. If you remember from chemistry, activation energy is the energy required for a reaction to occur. This is exactly what it feels like when you're trying to do a habit or trying to be consistent. It is hard to start doing something, but once you get into it, it's much easier. So, what can you do to reduce the activation energy? What you need is a catalyst, and that catalyst is called the 20-second rule. By just thinking that you need to do something for 20 seconds rather than a full 30 minutes, it reduces the activation energy. And normally, after the 20 seconds has passed, you are already in the momentum or in the flow already. So, let's talk a little about the locust rule. A study conducted in Columbia University. A group of 5th graders were split into two groups. The first group was told that they are good because they worked hard, while the other group was told that they are good because they were smart. Both groups are given puzzles to solve. There are different difficulties to the puzzles, and what they found was interesting. The first group, the group that they were told they worked hard, actually spends far more time in difficult puzzles, while the other group, the group that they were told they are smart, spend more time on easy puzzles rather than hard puzzles. The second group also spent far less time in solving the puzzles in general, which is a sign of low motivation levels, while the first group spent so much time on the puzzles, which is a sign of high motivation levels. So, what can we learn from this study? This study is trying to prove the concept of locus of control, which is the degree to which you believe you have control over your life. Kids that were told they were smart and gifted was led to believe they have an external locus of control, which means external factors affect their success. You can't control whether you are born smart or not. On the other hand, the kids that were told they work hard start to have an internal locus of control, which made them believe it is their effort that make them succeed. They believe that the effort that they put in is something they can control. Study like this again and again proves that internal locus of control is important for staying motivated. The motivation you get will help you overcome the activation energy. You must go out of your way to build a habit. Don't let the external factors control you. Don't decide you are going to do something just because you feel like it or you don't feel like it. Don't make it a necessity. Don't make it optional. You don't need to enjoy it 100% of the time. You just need to enjoy 70 to 80% of the time, and that is more than enough. And one more thing, and also take breaks. You don't need to feel guilty just because you took a break. Just don't do it too often. So if you enjoy what you are watching, please subscribe to our channel and leave a like in there, and maybe leave a comment down below. Bye bye.